Evacuations are also underway in the Santa Rosa area.
Multiple fires continue to rage out of control in Sonoma and Napa County. State officials say some 58,000 acres have burned, including at least 1,500 homes and businesses.
The thing that destroyed my house, I never actually witnessed.
My name's Bailey Oliver. I am currently a junior at Sonoma State University. When the fires happened, though, I was a sophomore. I was living on campus.
My name's Bill Bradley. I live in Santa Rosa, California. I've been there 19 years.
My name is Ethan DeSife, and I'm a professor in the communications department. We didn't hear about the wildfires per se. We heard, get up, get out now. And we figured that was what was going on, but we didn't really know anything for hours after that. We were relatively new to California and heard of wildfire season, but didn't really know the details. It wasn't something that we were thinking about, but the winds were very high and they kept us up because they were rattling the blinds and everything. We knew something wasn't right, but we didn't know what it was.
I woke up at about 4 a.m. to my mom calling me. I was ignoring her at first, and then finally I decided to pick up the phone. And she was frantically trying to tell me that there was some sort of fires and I could smell smoke in the air, but I wasn't really too worried at first.
My instincts were like, oh, this isn't a big deal. It's far away. Like, yeah, I can see. I went outside in the middle of the night at midnight or 1 or whatever, and I saw a glow over the ridge. I was like, oh, no. This is. I was sort. It wasn't exactly denial. It was just sort of like, I don't think this is happening. Maybe that's denial.
I decided to fall back asleep, and about 30 minutes later, I was woken up by my roommate, who was telling me that she was also getting calls from her parents. At that point, we decided to wake up the rest of my roommates. We all decided that we were just going to drive home. So we drove back to LA at about 8 o'clock that night. We didn't get home till 2 a.m. But at that point, we didn't know that classes were going to be canceled for the next week.
We heard horns beeping, like, to wake up people. We heard sirens, and then very soon after, we heard you have to get out, you have to get out. We, quickly threw together some essential, clothing, stuff from my 2-year-old son who was sleeping at the time, the irreplaceable stuff. I wasn't really thinking about myself in that moment. For me, I was focused more practically. I was going for the hard drives and the computers and the teaching documents that, like, if I'm ever going to teach any classes again, like, I better get these with me because I can't do it otherwise. Had I had more time, there's a lot of stuff I would have grabbed, but it wouldn't have been able to fit in the car. I mean, I lost an enormous music collection. 3,500 CDs, 1,500 albums, like, all gone. And that's the stuff that I think about the most. We grabbed his stuffed monkey. If I hadn't grabbed that stuffed monkey, like, this whole thing would have been a whole lot worse if I hadn't grabbed the stuffed monkey.
This is where I live, and I really wanted to help out. My kids are always like, they're both work at nonprofits, 2 of my kids, and so they're always involved with stuff like that. And I go, I got to get involved, man. This is my area. I really want to help. They're putting the cots together and doing all that, and this, and I don't know. And then I was just impressed with it all. I loved the people's attitude from the area. I couldn't believe it. When they showed up, everybody just wanted to help, and it was like amazing to me, just amazing, actually.
One of the scariest parts, I think, was when we decided to go get gas. Once we pulled into the gas station, there was just so many cars. Everyone was in a panic and trying to get out of there as fast as they could.
Everybody was helping everybody else out, even if their house was in danger, they were still helping the other people. Made me proud to be a Santa Rosan.
I think I definitely have a greater appreciation for our school in general. I've always thought Sonoma's a beautiful campus and all that, but just the thought of it being in danger, burnt down, and just never being able to go back and enjoy all those memories that I did and all those places that I met my friends and all that was really terrifying.
We've gotten support from all over the place. At the time, I was teaching at both Santa Rosa Junior College and at SSU, and both of those schools had funds and drives and donation. That's how I got the backpack that I use. That's how we got toothpaste, not just from them, but like all over the place. There were all of these. I remember the Teamsters union headquarters had this major drop-off center that I went to half a dozen times to get things like diapers. My kid's not in diapers anymore, but he was at the time, and that was like we needed those. There were free stores in Healdsburg and all sorts of things. I probably got this shirt at one of them, honestly, but I don't remember. I have a good friend in Florida, and she was one of the first people I called to tell her what was going on. She said, hold on, I'll call you back in an hour or two. And then she said, all right, now send me a picture. And she set up this GoFundMe campaign, and she got it out immediately. That was in some ways the most humbling for me, because people contributed to that who I hadn't seen or talked to in 25 years. I mean, like people from high school who I'd lost touch with, people from college I'd lost touch with, old family friends, and that was like, wow.
It's when an emergency comes that you see what people are made of. I think I was just so impressed that the community came together like that. It makes me tear up now thinking about it.
Ironically, I never saw a flame. I never saw a single flame that night. I saw tons of smoke and I saw the glow in the sky, but I never saw a flame.